Hi, everyone. Welcome to Movies with My Mother. I am Lexi.
And I'm Mom Lori.
And today we went back to something that I figured Mom would enjoy more. We watched a movie called Ronin. It's from 1998. It's rated hard R, 2 hours, 2 minutes long, directed by John Frankenheimer.
Yep.
It got a 69% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
It got a 67% on Metascore.
Wow.
And a 7.2 out of 10 on IMDb.
Wow. Okay.
I saw a budget of about $55 million.
Well, I'm sure Robert De Niro did not come cheap.
No, and at the time, those all were
Right. Those are all
fairly big names
right.
in action films across the globe.
Right. Absolutely. I recognized most of those names.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
DB said that the worldwide gross was 41.6 million, but it was just like it said the same number for the US and Canada gross, and I was just like, US and Canada is not worldwide,
Right.
so why is that the same number? So I looked at Wikipedia said the worldwide gross was about $70.7 million,
That sounds reasonable.
which sounded better.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Wow, that's a lot of money.
Yeah,
And how much did it take to make it?
about 55 million.
Well, they made their money back.
Yeah, it didn't make a ton of money,
No.
but
No.
I think for that time in history, I think for all the other action movies that were coming out at that time,
This one's pretty tame.
but I think this one is really good
Yeah.
because there was the amount of intrigue that was in it. It wasn't just hard chases and shoot 'em ups. There was a fair bit of intrigue.
Right. And you had to think about it.
And who was who and who was dealing with
Yeah.
who
And who's really at the bottom of this?
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
basic plot is that a group of mercenaries are assembled to track down a case wanted by the Irish and Russian government. And that is the long and short of it.
You know what? That was the whole movie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The case.
Yeah, that case.
Yep.
What was in the case?
Yep.
What's in the box? It's from Seven.
Okay.
In the movie Seven, what was in the box was his girlfriend's head.
Okay. Yikes. Okay.
Seven is a good movie. I don't know if it's a cult classic, but it's great.
Okay. I don't know if I want a suitcase with a head in it. Yikes.
The cast of this movie is Robert De Niro, Jean Reno, Natasha McAlone. Does that sound right?
Yes, I think so.
Stellan Skarsgård, Sean Bean, Skip Sutton, Jonathan Pryce, and an appearance by Katarina Witt, Olympian, figure skater.
Yes. She had some thighs.
But that's back when, our athletes could be 130 pounds,
right,
and not be called fat pieces of shit.
Right. They could be muscular and not have to explain their weight.
Right, because those thighs look like they could crack a walnut.
Yep. Yep. Yes.
Good for her.
Uh-huh. I thought it was a great movie. I enjoyed it from the beginning until the end. And I didn't see a couple of the little twists, but I liked it.
I think this is a great movie. And, for a movie from 1998, yeah, it looks a little dated. The cell phones. The cell phones in this movie are ridiculous. But,
Right. Right.
It's a good movie. And I think a good movie will transcend time.
I think so. Absolutely. Absolutely. And just everything there. You said it was a hard hour. I'm thinking I didn't see one booby in the whole movie, but it wasn't the boobies, was it? It was all the shooting, all the murdering,
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of murdering.
all the gratuitous crime.
Yep.
I loved it. I loved it.
The fiery car wrecks.
That was crazy.
Every car just exploded.
Yes. When that truck went on two wheels and then back on four and then back on two. Oh man, I love that stuff.
That was cool as hell.
Yeah. And then it burst into flames.
Of course.
I love it when things burst into flames. Just like God sent down a thunderbolt and boom, it's on fire. Good movie. I enjoyed it.
Good, I'm glad. I know the last one was a bit hard.
Ooh, I'm still thinking about that. Wow. I'll be thinking about that movie for a long time. I kept thinking, why did we keep putting this off? Why did we keep putting this off? I'm thinking we should have put it off more.
Stop it.
Whoever said we should watch that, shame on you.
Listen,
Sending your old lady mother to watch a movie like that. But it was really a good movie. It was really a pretty movie because of the place that it was located. That hotel is beautiful, and then inside that maze with the snow, it was just a beautifully looking movie. But oy, what a movie!
yeah.
Yikes! Okay, but this is my kind of movie, and I really like this director. I've seen several things of his and stuff I like. So I was surprised when I started reading about him, all the movies he has made. So
Oh, I didn't look at that.
I'll talk about it. I got them. I even have them written down.
Oh, you
I
knew I'd
decided
ask.
you always ask these questions. So I wrote down all of the movies. I have Academy Award nominations.
Nice.
I have TV stuff. I got a lot. I did a lot more because you keep asking me questions I don't have answers to. So I'm getting answers.
Okay.
Are we ready?
Sure.
Should we just dive head first?
You first.
John Frankenheimer was born in 1930 and he died in 2002, which doesn't seem very old, but what can I say?
1930?
Yes.
That's 72.
I know.
71, 72?
But now that I'm getting closer to a new decade, it just seems like that's not very old. He has 40 feature films.
Wow.
And 50 plays for TV to his credit. He is a pioneer in the, quote, modern day political thriller. He was one of the first guys to do a modern day political thriller.
Okay.
Through his early work with director Sidney Lumet, he was like Sidney Lumet's. Do you know who Sidney?
I know the name.
He was really big 50s and 60s. Everybody who lived through that generation knows that name. Through early TV, he really honed his craft. Let's see. He worked with Sidney Lumet on 12 Angry Men and The Day After, which are, pretty political movies. So that's how he cut his teeth
I know what 12 Angry Men is. That gets remade every
few
decade or
years.
so.
Yeah, yeah. But, we didn't see anything like that before when that came on. That was brand new to us,
Yeah.
and we were all shocked. So, yeah, that's early TV. Critics knew that he was, critics knew that he knew the current political climate. They knew that he was aware of what was going on, and he made his movies head on.
Sure.
They were right out in front. Okay, he was born in Queens.
Sure.
His dad was a stockbroker. His father was German Jewish and his mother was Irish Catholic. You can't see two opposite ends of the spectrum until you put those two people together. He was raised Catholic, though. He was the oldest of 3 children. Early on, he was fascinated with the movies. And at 7 or 8, he accompanied his aunt to a 7.5-hour marathon of The Lone Ranger.
Oh my God, 7.5 hours.
25 episodes it was.
Jesus.
I can't even imagine taking a 7 or an 8-year-old to a 7.5-hour movie.
Jeez.
He must have really been into that.
Yeah, no shit.
He earned a bachelor's in English from William College.
Okay.
And briefly considered becoming a pro tennis player because he was on the tennis team in college, and he considered becoming a pro. But he decided that acting was more, what he would really like.
Okay.
He was drafted into the Air Force in 1951, where he quickly got himself transferred to a film squad in Burbank, California. That's a good place to be in the, when you're in the war, I guess.
Hell yeah, it's better than Korea.
Right. And it was during this time, he thought about directing. He saw what was going on, and he thought that directing might be his thing. But he was assigned to a photography unit, and and because of where he was and what he was doing, it was kind of a no man's zone. He was kind of in charge of himself. Which, when you're in the Army or the Air Force or the Navy or anything, you're not usually left to your own devices. You're told every moment what you're doing.
Yeah, pretty much.
But apparently he was not. And he would go out and he'd set up his own projects and he'd do his own projects. And one of his first, he did a documentary about an asphalt manufacturer in Sherman Oaks, California.
Okay.
All right, whatever.
Sure.
And he left he left the Air Force in 1953, which would have been his time.
Yeah.
And went right into TV. But at age 23, he returned to New York, landing a job at CBS television,
Sure.
as director of photography with the Gary Moore Show. Now, I don't know. You may know what the Gary Moore Show was.
No.
Okay. The Gary Moore Show was like the very first show on TV. It was a variety show. And it was on in the middle of the day, and it had all kinds of people acts on it.
Okay.
And what he is most known for having on his show are comedians. He launched the career of tons of Carol Burnett was one of the people that started on his show. I mean, he launched the careers of tons of people.
Cool.
And this is where he started working with Sidney Lumet, was on the Gary Moore Show. And then they went to the show You Are There. It was a historical TV show that they did they reenacted historical events that had happened through the years. And those were the shows. We watched those. And after that show played for many years, probably 15 years. And eventually, our director replaced Lament on that show.
Okay.
He went through the 50s on all sorts of TV productions. And then in 1957, he made his first film for TV,
Okay.
a documentary type that looked at juvenile delinquency, criminality, and social environment. Wow.
Jeez, okay.
In 1957, that was a big thing, juvenile delinquents.
Yeah.
We when we think about a juvenile delinquent now, we think of like guys like Fonzie, and the dancers on those movies that we see. Those are juveniles.
You're talking about Guys and Dolls?
Yeah, no, I'm talking about
The Jets and the Sharks?
yes, the Jets and the Sharks. Yes.
Oh, that's West Side Story.
Okay.
Guys and Dolls?
I think Guys and Dolls is a step in front of
I think
that,
that's not
so.
anything close to what we're talking about.
But in 1957, juvenile delinquents were a problem.
Okay, the street toughs.
So, yes, that's what people in the burbs were worried about.
Oh,
Those
okay.
Those juvies.
Okay.
Those juvies. But he really was not satisfied with the outcome of things like that. And I think that's how you hone your craft when you do your first one and you think, should have done this, I should have done that. So it was very soon after that he left television and he went to yet another documentary type, a movie called The Young Savages.
Oh, okay.
And it's kind of a documentary type movie of political attitudes. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that movie.
Yeah,
so
what does that mean?
Right. I exactly don't know. But I'm thinking it's more an in-depth juvie thing.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see. And it was after this film that he really felt that his future was in direction and that he could define his own styles and ideas and themes and make the movies that he thought he could make. And so far so good. 62, he was working on 3 films. Now, a couple are, obscure films you might never have heard of.
Okay.
Or maybe you have. Birdman of Alcatraz.
I've heard of that.
And The Manchurian Candidate.
No.
And the movie All Fall Down. I don't recognize that one. But the other 2 I do.
Okay.
In 1968, he said that he used a lot of the same issues that he saw in his TV career, and he felt that it was a good thing that he was able to document this political stuff, and he liked the idea that he was able to do that and form these into these movies. Like, we don't, Birdman of Alcatraz about a guy in prison,
Yeah.
But really, that was just the one theme of it. That was definitely a piece where, why do we house prisoners the way we house prisoners? But anyway, I think a lot of the times he's ahead of his time when he's making these movies. Let's see, by 1966, he was considered one of Hollywood's leading directors. And in 66, he did his first color film.
Sure. 66? Yeah, sure.
Yep. Grand Prix. It's another movie we know. You know, if you haven't seen it, you've heard of it.
Yeah. I feel like that gets remade every once in a while.
It does. And also, he developed all sorts of things to bring the action to the audience. You know, like I was we were talking before, he's the one that took the camera into the car for the first time to be directly looking at the driver and then directly looking out the window at what was they were going on. Before it was all set stuff. But he developed things to put into the race cars that saw what was going on inside the race car during the race.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And he also, in that movie, he also developed the split screen where it was, in one scene they're having an interview with the driver, and in the lower screen, it was the race. So they had filmed the interview before the race, and then it was during the race that they put it out.
Oh.
Which, we don't think anything of split screen.
No.
But back then, that was groundbreaking.
I'm sure.
We had never seen anything like that. Let's see, where am I? And that movie was one of his first commercial successes. Commercial success. He made some money.
Okay.
1970s brought the I Walk the Line, and that was a big movie. I remember in the 70s that everybody knew of that movie. You know, the cop falling in love with the rum runner's daughter. I just weird movie. It's just a good movie. So by this time he feels invincible. He's going crazy.
Sure.
The 80s were much of the same for him, although not quite as successful. He didn't have a whole lot of big commercial successes in the 80s, but he had some good movies.
Okay.
The 90s saw him returning to his roots in TV with 2 films for HBO and 2 for the Turner Network. Remember when we had Turner Network and we watched movies on that? Our Phil Ronin in 1998 followed a film Frankenheimer refused to even discuss. He did the movie, he got it, but then afterwards he refused to even discuss it. It's called The Island of Dr. Moreau.
Oh, no. He was involved in that?
Yes, he was the director.
Oh, well, listen, that movie started out. Whoa. Did you read any more about that?
What I read, he mostly had a problem with Val Kilmer.
Everybody has a problem with Val Kilmer.
The star, and it just turned everything ugly.
But Marlon Brando got to the set and lost his fucking mind.
Oh.
Marlon Brando was like, I'm not acting unless you give me a little person to have as my, pet. And they're like, okay. And then he was like, I'm not leaving this hut unless I can wear my muumuu. And it was just like, okay. But there was another man that had started directing that, and
they fired him real quick.
Fired very quickly, but he kind of hung around and was still in the movie. He talked somebody into putting prosthesis on his face, and he was one of the characters in the movie.
Oh my God, are you kidding?
No, one of the hybrid creatures. There's a documentary about the making of that, really focused on the original director.
Yeah.
Just what a fucking nightmare.
Boy, it sounds like it. And I did not. I guess I forgot that Marlon Brando was in that, and that was right at the
Yeah.
end of Marlon Brando, and
Uh-huh.
boy, it was just ugly.
Yeah.
And like I said, he refused to even talk about it afterwards.
Who could blame him?
Yeah, boy.
Because that's such a terrible film. It's so bad.
Okay. And then in the 2000s, it's kind of brought the end to his work. When he withdrew from The Exorcist, the beginning was the end of his directing, because it wasn't very long after that 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 he died.
Okay.
It was only a month later
Oh, geez.
that he had withdrawn from the movie because of illness,
Okay.
and he went and had some surgeries and some neck surgery, I believe, or
Oh.
spine surgery. There's something,
Oh.
something there. And he had a stroke while having surgery.
Ah, that's what happens to a
And
lot of people.
that killed him in the end.
No.
Yeah. So, yes, that does happen often. Politically, he was born into a conservative Catholic home.
Sure.
Where he served in the youth ROTC. And of course, being raised Catholic and going to Catholic school, he considered becoming a priest, which is what all good Catholic boys do, especially if your dad's Jewish. He's was alive for the Red Scare.
Oh, yeah.
He saw the blacklisting of Hollywood by the House on Un-American Activities Committee, the
McCarthyism.
McCarthy stuff. Yep. He considered himself liberal. He had liberal ideas. And those things all came out in his work, his early TV work and stuff. Like I said, looking at juvies in the day,
Yeah.
But he did pull back from films during the Kennedy years because he was a friend of Robert Kennedy, and literally they were friends. Kennedy was staying at his house while he was on that campaign, and our director and his wife were standing at the back door of the hotel waiting for Kennedy to come out so they could go on home that night.
Oh,
So
no.
he had a front row to the assassination.
Jesus Christ.
And there was lots of reports that he had been injured, that our director had been injured during the shooting and stuff, but he wasn't.
Maybe he got hit by a door, which, that's an injury, but it's not, it's not a catastrophic injury.
Right.
He wasn't assassinated.
But,
yeah. That guy, Sirhan just came up for parole in the last few years.
Is he still alive?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's when he and his wife knew something was going on, because the police were dragging Sirhan out the door that he was waiting for Robert to come out of.
Christ.
And then, because apparently none of that had spilled out of the hotel yet.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the police were right there when it happened, and they got Sirhan immediately.
Right.
And, and then they moved out the door, and that's when everyone that was standing outside the door found out what had just happened.
Jesus.
So it's got to be awfully, awfully, awfully traumatic. And
can you even imagine?
No, I can't.
Well, first of all, I just can't imagine having famous friends.
Right.
First of all. Right. But second of all, what do you mean they've been murdered?
Yeah.
What do you
exactly.
mean? They were just right there. I just talked to them a half an hour ago.
At a time when stuff like that just didn't happen.
Yeah.
But it was starting to happen. And, So, Frankenheimer had a lot of trouble finishing the movie he was doing, The Gypsy Moth. But he finally got that finished, and he decided, I'm going to take a vacation. And he went to France to learn how to cook some hoity-toity stuff at the French cooking culinary scene. And he stayed there for several years. But he was doing movies during this time. I mean, he did not quit doing movies.
Okay.
But he did continue, but they were different movies. They were they were more like the action films, the French Connection, things like that.
Oh, the French Connection. That's another movie they remade.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's have about John Frankenheimer. I think
that's cool.
Found him quite interesting. I like some, like I said, when I started writing this list of movies down, I thought, oh, I've seen that. Oh, I've seen that. I've seen a lot of his movies.
Really?
So I do believe that after The Young Strangers, he did The Young Savages in 1961.
Okay.
Then 62, he did All Fall Down, Birdman of Alcatraz, and The Manchurian Candidate. And I'm pretty sure I have seen The Birdman of Alcatraz. But I'm not, I've got pictures of it in my mind, but I'm not real.
That's one of those ones that it's definitely been on TV, and I've definitely seen bits and pieces, but I've never sat down and watched the whole thing.
1962 was a long time ago.
Yeah, and it's just, the subject matter doesn't, grab me.
Right. And then he started doing some of his political stuff in 64, 7 Days in May.
Okay.
The Train. 66, he did Seconds, Grand Prix. Two movies that year.
Okay.
In 69, he did The Extraordinary Seaman at Seaman.
No, I got you.
And The Gypsy Moth.
Okay. Ow.
70, Broad Eye, Walk the Line.
Okay.
71 was The Horseman.
Okay.
Which I believe I've seen that one too. That's kind of I don't remember. 73 was The Iceman Cometh.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yes. Impossible Objects. 74, 99 and 44 100ths Dead. I remember that movie too.
Okay.
The French Connection, of course, I've seen that one.
Yeah.
77, Black Sunday. 79, Prophecy. 82, The Challenge. 85, The Hobart Covenant. I tried to think of what that was. It didn't sound at all familiar to me.
No.
86, 52 Pickup.
Okay.
89, Dead Bang. 90, The Fourth War.
Okay.
91, Year of the Gun.
Okay.
I remember that one too. And our movie in 98. In 2000, he did Reindeer Games.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And in 2001, I have here written The Higher Ambush. But I'm not sure exactly what the name of that movie is. So I don't know what it is.
Okay.
He's been nominated for like 13 Academy. He and his movies have been nominated for 13 Academy Awards.
Okay.
Which that's a lot. He has won three different times for the movie Grand Prix. Most all of those were related to the how the movie, the action and the camera work and the innovative
Okay, the way it was
stuff.
shot. Yeah.
Yes. So that's what we got for movies. He has primetime Emmys. He has cable awards. I mean, he's been recognized, so people know of this guy.
That's cool.
Like I said, some of these movies even I know of, and
I can't believe he's the one that took over Island of Dr. Moreau. What a shit show.
no, but yeah, that's what I got on our director. I think I think, boy, seeing this movie, I understand all of the stuff that he learned in Grand Prix.
Oh yeah.
And it's like stuff we take for granted with, in-car cameras now. Everybody's got an in-car camera videotaping everything that's going on. So, it's all down to him. He was the first guy that thought about doing stuff like that.
Well, that's cool as hell.
Yeah, I think so.
I got a little bit of trivia.
Yay.
There wasn't a whole lot of trivia for the movie. Also, I'm being mutilated right now. He is just digging the hell out of me.
He is. All of your cats are on their last nerve. Jelly was out during the entire movie.
Yeah, he wanted to lay on me, which he usually doesn't come anywhere near us.
No, he doesn't want to be he wants to be with us, but he doesn't want to be involved with us.
Right.
And
that's Jelly to a T.
Ash comes around. He lays with me often.
Yeah.
But he's been on you, and he just is not finding his spot.
No, and he is just digging the hell out of me.
Oh, no. And Tallulah's doing her thing in her room.
Yeah, Tallulah's been out of whack this week. I think this full moon lunar eclipse thing really hit her hard.
Yeah.
She's just she snapped at me in bed today, and I said, "Quit yelling at me." I said, "I just want to love you. Lay down and go to sleep." So I'm going to roll over and go to sleep.
Poor baby. Poor Lexi.
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay, tell us what you found. Something interesting.
Okay, I told you during the movie that Larry
Yes.
had negotiated to do his own stunt driving.
Yes, that's amazing.
That actor's name was Skip Sutta. And he's like, listen, I let me do my own driving. And John Frankenheimer was just like, all right, but I better not see a brake light.
Dang, okay.
So that's how he got to do his own driving. David Mamet, the playwright, you know who David Mamet is.
I do know that, yes.
He rewrote a significant amount of the script, but there were difficulties in listing him as a co-writer, and eventually he had to be listed under a pseudonym. So when it said it was written by blah 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 and Richard Weisz was David Mamet.
My goodness, okay.
And it was the directors wanted one thing and the Writers Guild wanted another thing, and like every producer group had an opinion that just was contradictory to the next.
Oh my gosh.
So he had to be listed under a pseudonym. A total of 80 automobiles were destroyed during filming, and can you believe only 80?
No. No way.
Because I feel like 400 cars were involved.
Oh, at least. Plus the one that fell off of the car carrier.
Yeah.
Oh, no. No, more than 80.
300 stunt drivers were employed to give the final chase scene the required amount of metal crunching realism.
Wow. Wow, okay.
And one of those stunt drivers was a former Formula One driver, Jean-Pierre Jarier.
Okay.
Something like that.
Nice. Oh my gosh.
Isn't that cool?
Formula One, they're making a big thing in the news right now. Cadillac now has a car.
Really?
Yeah. And they claim they're going to make it in America. Right now, it's not being made in America, but, whatever. So, yeah, Formula One, cool.
Really?
And Grand Prix was Formula One, too, I believe,
I
the
believe so.
movie. Yeah.
Vincent is the only mercenary to only use one gun throughout the entire movie. And his gun of choice was Beretta 92 FS Inox. Vincent was the French guy.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
When Seamus shoots the two Russians in the end, he picks up the case that everybody was after, but he didn't pick up the case with the money.
Right. We talked about that.
And in fact, we don't see anybody pick up that money.
No, no. And I even said people are probably running over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how much money was just laying in the road?
Well, it would have had to have been more than $200,000 because that's what Robert De Niro wanted.
Well,
he wanted 200,000.
And do you think that as they, limped off, do you think they waited for somebody to take them out via stretcher? Or do you think that they just kind of snuck out and maybe picked that case up along the way and split it between the two of them?
Now, doesn't that make all kinds of sense?
Because that's what I would have done.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I'll take a briefcase full of money any day.
Yeah, I'll take a lunch bag full of money. I don't care.
I know I'm down to a Ziploc, but that's okay. I'll take it.
Roll of quarters.
Yeah, just to buy a couple gallons of gas.
Shit. When I saw gas had gone up 30 cents in like 4 days, I was like, no.
When you said it was $3.49, I thought that can't be. And when I drove by the gas station this morning, it was $3.49 and diesel $4.99.
Oh my God.
Who's gouging who?
Well, the diesel there's a cheap gas station at the corner of Sylvania and Holland, Sylvania.
Yes.
And their diesel was $4.69 Friday morning, and I was just like,
wow.
Whoa.
Yep, no, this was at the Speedway just this morning, 3 hours ago.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
That's how they're going to kill us all. The truckers aren't going to be able to go anywhere.
And you think your groceries are expensive today. Wait until next week.
Yeah.
When that truck has to fuel up $700 to drive from Columbus to here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Jesus Christ. We're all going to die.
Yeah, I think I might stop at the grocery store today and buy 10 pounds of hamburger. Live on that for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Robert De Niro and Jonathan Pryce had previously appeared together in Terry Gilliam's Brazil.
Yes.
Terry Gilliam is of Monty Python fame.
Yes. And that other guy, looks like a criminal. So he's been we would recognize his face from a lot of movies.
Okay, there were 3 actors in the film that played Bond villains at different points in time.
Cool.
Sean Bean was the villain in Pierce Brosnan's GoldenEye.
Okay.
Michelle Lonsdale, who played the French guy with the samurai figurines.
Yes.
He was the bad guy in Moonraker with Roger Moore.
Oh, he looks like a bad guy, doesn't he?
And Jonathan Pryce was the bad guy in Pierce Brosnan's Tomorrow Never Dies.
Oh, cool. I think it's all cool.
None of them appear together in this movie. They're just in this movie.
Uh-huh.
But none of them actually were in the room together.
Cool.
And to add to that, Pierce Brosnan, Jonathan Pryce and Sean Bean were GoldenEye and Tomorrow Never Dies were back-to-back movies.
Uh-huh.
And Sean Bean and Jonathan Pryce also appeared together in Game of Thrones.
Oh, cool. Okay. All right.
Um, how many dead bodies do you think there were?
Well, if there were only 80 dead cars, 50?
34. So that means that
No.
there were about 4,000 flesh wounds.
34?
Yeah.
Well, that scene outside the little grocery, there must have been 20 people there
Yeah.
with them just spraying that machine gun. Oh my gosh. Well, I was close, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Oh man. No. Okay.
Yeah. And the last little thing I have written down is that to make it look like Robert De Niro and Natasha McElhone were actually driving during the car chases, right-hand drive cars were used with the passenger side set up to mirror the right driving side, and they were mirroring the stunt drivers' controls,
Oh.
just mimicking the stunt drivers.
See, that's the stuff I just take for granted.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
When I originally read that, I read it as the side mirrors, the passenger mirrors, were set to look away, and I was just like, that doesn't make any sense. No, it was the driving rig was on both
Yes.
sides.
Yes.
Except
Well, there
that
was
one side was drivable and the other was just
right, a steering
there.
wheel. Right. Oh, I did not even put that together, did we?
I wouldn't know.
Interesting. Okay. Right, because I would think in France it's all left side no,
I think
right side drive.
no, I think
I-
France is
I'm
a
confused.
left-hand driver like we are.
Really?
Because you notice that most of the cars were.
Oh. Is that him snoring?
That's him snoring.
Oh my goodness.
So if you hear anything in the background, we've got a water fountain that's losing its mind, and we've got an Ashmo that is just sawing logs.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. I don't, that's not the stuff I pay attention to because I watch a lot of British TV. So left hand, right hand, I mean, it all looks odd until they say something. So,
Yeah.
oh, you know what? You are right because I watched the gardening show with Monty Don and he was in Italy. And in Italy, he says, it's hard for me to remember to drive on this side of the road. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Britain is just weird.
All right.
And we were talking during the movie about how during the final car chase, all the cars are flashing lights and flashing their high beams and flashing their blinkers, and I definitely think that has a more European feel to the way they're driving in overtaking lanes and stuff.
Okay.
It's just not how we act here.
No, and
We're not polite.
we talked about those lights, and they just seem to come on and off whenever they wanted to. I mean, there wasn't a reason why the lights were on. I think when they were filming them, that whatever the car does, turning the lights on and off, it was doing the car.
It had to have been because there was no way that you even if just using your pinkies
Right.
to tap a button. There was no way with the way that they had their hands gripping those steering wheels.
Well, if I'm driving at those speeds, dodging cars, I'd want both hands on the wheel.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Absolutely.
I'm not smoking. I'm not talking. I'm not singing along to the radio.
I'm not eating my cheeseburger or eating my French fries and Frosty. No. Oh my gosh, that's funny. But yeah, it was I liked it. It was a good movie.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. I had the correct questions, didn't I? I was thinking ahead and not getting where I wanted to go.
Yeah.
Like, you know, why did that guy in the very beginning spray paint that window? I mean, how many people didn't notice that?
Well, I think he had to spray paint the window first of all to show to because there would be that spray paint smell in the air.
Yeah,
And I think that he would have done it to say, "Oh, I don't, I've got all this stuff here to surveil. I don't need people surveilling me."
right. That's what you said. That's I thought,
So
oh, yeah, I bought it.
I think that was the ruse, but he definitely was spray painting one of those ice
Yep.
skate cases.
Because when he put that case into that black bag, when he loaded that in that black bag, I thought, how did he hand that off? It didn't have the black bag on it. That's not the right case.
Yeah.
I knew instantly
Yeah.
that was not the right case.
I feel like they don't really explain who anybody is as to how they became mercenary.
Right.
And I feel like they kind of mentioned the KGB a lot in terms of talking about Gregor. So I think we're supposed to think that he was ex KGB.
Right.
And because Stellan Skarsgård is Swedish, he's just that kind of nondescript Eastern European looking man.
Correct. They couldn't have gotten a guy to play that part better.
No, Stellan
He
Skarsgård is a horrific bad guy.
he didn't even have to open his mouth, and you knew that he was cold as ice.
Yeah.
There was not a nerve in his body that was twitching.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this movie.
But you don't I think you get the idea that Robert De Niro was some sort of CIA
Yes, absolutely.
trained.
Yeah, he was definitely a spy. Yes.
But you don't really know where Vincent came in, and you definitely don't know where Sean Bean came in at.
Right.
Because Sean Bean very much carried himself like a junkie.
Right.
So
what was his deal?
So who did he used to be?
Right.
In order to get to where he is now.
Right.
And was he really a junkie, or was he just a bad mercenary?
Right. Oh, I know. I had each one of those people all in my mind, pegged out to be this, that, or the other
you
thing.
You definitely knew that Deirdre was IRA.
Yes.
You definitely, that wasn't even a question. As soon as she opened her mouth, oh, she's IRA.
Yep. And I think I got from the very beginning that she was not the main character.
Yeah.
She was not the mastermind.
No.
That, she didn't seem to be as mercenary as the others.
Well, she seemed to be calling the shots, but only in like a supervisory position. She wasn't She wasn't the one making decisions.
Correct.
She was there to handle the day to day.
Yes. I get that. Yes. That, and I picked that up right away.
Yeah.
That, oh, nope, she's not the mastermind. And then when they kept going to Gregor, I thought, is he the mastermind? And I thought, no, he's not the mastermind. So, I'm going around trying to figure out who's in charge here.
Yeah.
So that was part of the excitement, I think.
Yeah.
But I really did enjoy this movie. You are correct.
Good. I knew when they went on that first little job, that little bite-sized job where Sean Bean is like, well, I'm running point, and he's making all the wrong decisions. I knew. I was like, Mom's gonna love this.
Well, because this is my kind of movie.
Yeah.
Apparently, I did not know that, but I do now.
Stuff's exploding. People are getting shot.
Yes.
Nobody exactly knows who the bad guy is.
Right. And they all figured out in the very beginning who their partner was.
Right.
And I think that that's how spies work.
Yeah, and what at that point in time would have been interesting to the Russians or the Irish? I don't, just thinking geopolitically, like what could that case have even held?
Well, if maybe at that time when Sinn Féin was big,
Mm-hmm.
they were just blowing up everything.
I know.
They were just blowing up stuff. So my first thought was, oh, is that kind of like a bomb? Or how to make a bomb?
Or was it something more sinister like a warhead?
Oh,
Because a
okay.
bomb's a bomb's a bomb, but a warhead is
It's
much different.
it's not the room that the bomb is. It's the little point at the very front that's the thing.
Right.
Eh, eh. But, knowing about Sinn Féin and what they were literally blowing up stuff every day,
Yeah.
that had to be some kind of a special blower upper.
There's some kind of what is it called?
I don't want to say an atomic bomb, but it had to be some kind of a
Nuclear?
maybe,
Hmm.
because like we just said, it's just the very front that's the deal.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's about as much as I know about the IRA conflict.
Yeah.
And that's only
The
because
troubles.
I was alive during that time and I remember that.
Yeah.
So, who knows? Who knows? And because this is a movie, they don't have to tell you the answer to that. You are allowed to make your own decisions.
We're still talking about it, so obviously that's what it was meant to do.
Okay.
It wasn't meant to give us an answer. It was meant to make us think about it.
Right.
And what's more scary?
Right.
Having the answer or having to think about an answer?
Absolutely thinking about it. I'm still thinking about that scary movie from 2 weeks ago. So yes, you are correct. It's the thinking about it that really raises the hair on the back of your neck.
Right, because it's my whole thing with horror movies is that I do understand that that the slasher genre does have a definite place in history, and I do believe that it does have a purpose.
Sure,
going forward in time, but I don't think movies like Terrifier are the direction that we want to take our slasher movies in, just because it's not seeing somebody getting chopped up to see somebody get chopped up is not. Yeah, that's not. Who cares? Who wants to see that?
We've seen it. We have seen it.
But
yeah,
and to see it, done 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 times.
Right.
We've seen enough Saw movies. We've seen enough. There's too many Terrifiers. And listen, I know there's 15 Friday the 13th. I know there's 10 Nightmare on Elm Streets. I know, but I think those all were from a place in time where it was gratuitous without being gross.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
And I definitely think that that's what makes a good psychological movie, is that it can give you that gratuitousness without being disgusting.
Right. Right.
Because I'm more scared thinking about my arm getting chopped off than I am seeing my arm getting chopped off.
Yes. Yeah. So there's that fine line.
Yeah.
But they're going to continue to make those slasher movies. And
of course. And that's fine. And there is an audience for
absolutely.
that. There are splatter gore lovers out there. And God bless those people. It's not for me.
You don't want to go to every single movie and come out of it going, I wonder why.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
It's just like, how did that guy not? Okay, he's okay. Obviously, he's immortal, but like, for what?
Right, right. Yes. So there's a spot for that movie, just as well as there's a spot for our movie.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think that this is a great movie.
I did too. I enjoyed it very much.
And yeah, it is a little bit dated, a
And-
little bit, but I don't think it's so dated that it's still not a good movie. There's still trouble in Ireland. There's still trouble in Russia.
Oh, yeah.
We could be at war with Iran in 5 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like for real, for real.
Yes.
Like, so, you know.
I know. But Robert De Niro is nice to look at.
You know what?
He is a nice to look at man.
Honestly, as an 80-year-old man, he's still not that bad looking. You know what I'm saying?
I know. That's what I'm saying. Why is he such a good looking man? He's not gorgeous. He's not.
No.
He's not tall and muscular. He's
Huh.
an ordinary looking man, but damn, he's hot.
He is hot.
I didn't look at any new pictures of him. I should probably.
He's an 80-year-old man, but he's still decent looking.
Yeah.
You know, but you put him next to 85-year-old Al Pacino. Al Pacino looks like shit.
He looks rough. And that's only happened in the last few years.
That's having that gold digger girlfriend.
Yeah, him. He is still good looking, isn't he?
Yeah. And new babies. Everybody's having new babies.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But I think that Al Pacino went downhill when he got with that woman that they had that baby and immediately sued him for child support.
Yeah.
Even though they were still dating.
Right. Weren't they still living together?
Yeah. I'd put that girl out on her ass.
And then pay her
you can have child support.
But yeah, look at him. Look at that.
He looks like hell.
He's a raggy looking old man.
He looks like times have been tough.
So, the young chick that got having sex with him, you knew what she wanted from the get-go.
Yeah, well, I don't think men think like that.
No, they're thinking with don't have a brain in it.
I don't think they think like that.
I do think that Robert De Niro is still a very good-looking man.
Yes.
Very good-looking.
TikTok, there was I saw somebody else talking about it before I saw the video of the person talking about it themselves. But they're like, I pay $1,500 and change a month in child support. I have 5 kids with 3 different women, and they see my money before I see my money, and I have to work so hard.
That sounds like a personal problem to me.
And people were just like, people were not on his side.
No.
And this is where the internet is unmatched. And then when I was listening to somebody else talk about it, I kept hearing her say, and I know that's not what she said after I listened to it for about the 5th time. I heard her say $1,500 and change a week. And I was like, $80,000 a year in child support is fucking wild. What? And then somebody was like, what are you talking about? And then I was just like, oh, my calculations were a little off because I was calculating weekly, not monthly. Monthly is only about $18,000, but still, $300 a kid is not enough to raise a kid. And I think that guy really wanted a pat on the back, and we're not going to pat you on the back for doing what you're supposed to do, dude.
Right.
So $300 a month ain't shit. They should take you back for more.
Right. Absolutely. But yeah, I do. I think he's a good-looking man, and his children look a lot like him, and so they'll all be good-looking in their younger years too, or their older years too. But
Robert De Niro, I think his kids are mixed.
Oh yeah, they got to be.
Yeah, because his longtime wife, she was very much black.
Yeah.
So
I can't think of her name right now. Isn't that terrible?
Grace Hightower.
Yes. Yes.
Why do I need to know Robert De Niro's ex-wife's name?
Oh, here it is. I just found it. Because she's beautiful.
She is pretty. She's a gorgeous woman.
We'll have to look at her. Oh, absolutely.
So,
And she doesn't look like she's been all nipped and tucked up, but I'm sure she has.
oh, yeah. She's probably 82.
She's 70.
Yeah.
I just looked her up. But yeah, I mean, and his first wife was some kind of not a white American type person. She was, does it say what she was? It says she was born in New York, so she could be maybe Hispanic of some. I think she had kind of creamier colored skin. But anyway, yeah. Oh my, I thought it was a very good movie. I would watch this movie again.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah, if it came on TV, you just turn it on in the background.
Yes, absolutely.
Cool.
We had a fun TikTok.
We did a TikTok in the car.
You know we love a car chase.
Yeah. I got to drive this time. So that was exciting for me.
Yeah, we're idiots.
We had Nerf guns because, we can't have real guns on TikTok.
We would have killed each other.
Oh, 100%.
And probably any cat that was walking by too. So that was okay.
Yeah, and the movie, okay, there's only a little bit of eating in this movie, and at one point you see somebody pass somebody a plate, but you don't really see what's on it. And then you see them cooking an egg, so you assume that the dish had eggs on it, but we've had eggs.
Yeah.
There's another scene where they're eating sandwiches. We've had sandwiches. We've had sandwiches.
Yeah.
So we decided to go French bistro.
And we see a lot of those. They drove that car through that one bistro.
Yeah, they little street cafes.
Right.
So we had a charcuterie board.
And it was delicious.
It was very, very good. We had apple and grapes and nuts and meats and cheeses and a lovely little loaf of bread.
Oh, that bread was good.
Yeah.
That was.
So
yeah, it was fun. So we had a charcuterie board.
yeah.
Hope that's French.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Sean Connery board.
Sean Connery board.
Or a Jackie Chan board. But hats off to the Sean Connery board girl.
Yeah, that girl. She's going to be a doctor someday, guys.
Yeah, me too. Oh, wait, I'm already Dr. Mom.
Yeah.
So, yes, we had a lovely meal. Even though we didn't want sandwiches, we kind of ended up with a sandwich. But
anyways, but listen,
when it's like a piece of bread with some ham and cheese on it, it's not a sandwich.
Yeah.
When you're eating like off the charcuterie board, it's not one thing.
No, and you can make it a sandwich, but feel like when they're little tiny pieces of bread, it's finger food. It's not a sandwich.
Absolutely. And it's always delicious.
And who doesn't like finger food?
Nobody in this room.
So
yeah. It was delicious.
I think so.
So we had a fun morning.
Yeah.
Should we get to the dead people?
Oh, Lord, I forgot about dead people.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it's a bad time right now.
Well, all of these people that we have been admiring in Hollywood and stuff, they're getting old.
Yeah.
The heyday of Hollywood was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh. All right, Robert Carradine at 71.
Yeah.
He, that whole Carradine family has had problems.
Yeah.
Just they've gotten no rest.
No.
And this guy has suffered with bipolar disease for illness for, I don't know, 30 some years.
Yeah.
And he took his own life.
Which is a shame because as somebody with bipolar, I, better living through chemicals. Like, if
Right.
I take my meds, I'm fine.
But then,
And I know it sucks being, chained to a pill bottle. I do. I understand that that's not a lifestyle some people want to live. And, I get it.
right.
But if you want to be healthy with your bipolar, you need to talk to your doctor regularly and you need to take your meds.
Yeah. And
And
that's a problem sometimes.
that's just what you have to do.
Yep.
And yes, it sucks. It does.
Yep.
But I also don't like being crazy. So,
Yeah. But, some people don't realize that. They can't get, and
I just, just talk to your doctor more. Please
Right.
talk to your doctor. If your meds aren't working, talk to your doctor.
right.
There is something out there to help you. There's something.
And if that doctor doesn't want to help you, find a different
one. If you have the luxury of buying your own doctor,
do that.
do it.
Yep.
And talk to them and be honest with them.
Yep. Yeah. And but if your whole family has different sorts of problems, it's hard for anybody to help in the family. And
but I think there's something a little more noble about being cognitively aware that you are going to take your own life versus your brother who hung himself jerking off. So,
Yeah.
okay. He died in a horrific, necktie jerk off situation.
Oh, yeah.
How embarrassing for everybody involved.
Right. I don't understand those crazy ideas that those. Anyway,
Listen,
okay.
people love it. I don't understand it, but
now it's putting rubbing alcohol in your mouth and spraying it out of your mouth on fire. What the? What?
Sure.
Okay. Back to our people. Okay, Tara Brayton. At 43, she was an NBA champion with the Detroit Shock. Car accident.
Oh, that sucks. I saw the cast. I didn't see how.
Yeah, car accident.
Oh, it's
43.
terrible.
Unbelievable.
That's 43. I'm 43. That's way too young.
Yow.
Way too young.
Yow. Here's another sad story. Catherine Short at 42. She also took her own life.
That's too
Martin
bad.
Short's daughter. It was.
Speaking of somebody else who has had no rest.
None.
Martin Short has just had a rough go.
Yep.
And he's still so funny.
Yep.
Despite it. My thoughts are with him.
Yep. Oliver Grant at 52.
Still too young.
Founding member of Wu-Tang Clan. Wu-Tang Clan.
It's the Wu-Tang Clan.
My God. Why can't I talk today?
Because Wu-Tang Clan isn't something that comes out of your mouth very often.
Because I know exactly who those people are, and I know exactly who this particular person is. They were just, the group was just nominated for the 2026 class of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, can you name any member?
This guy, Oliver Grant.
Okay, that's not. Did he have a name? Did he have another name?
Yes, he did, and it was completely unknown to me. I can't. Olives is in my head, and I can't think of anything other than olives.
His name was Power.
Power, yes. Didn't know that, Lex.
He wasn't in the Wu-Tang Clan. He was a
He-
business architect of the Wu-Tang
Yeah.
Clan.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
you know, it's okay that you can't name anybody in the Wu-Tang Clan. I can.
I can kind of see them. And I know they have some good music because they've been around a while. They've, you know,
I don't think they've put music out since like the early aughts. I don't think
but I think people are still listening and buying them
absolutely.
because they come up every once in a while.
Justin loves Wu-Tang Clan.
He's okay. Okay, Bobby J. Brown, 62. He was an actor. He was in The Wire, and he died in a barn fire.
God.
Oh, I just, two people in Toledo just died yesterday in a house fire.
That's awful.
How does that happen in 2026?
What is going on with The Wire? Because between last year and this year, like half of the show is dead. Somebody better protect CCH Pounder.
I don't know anybody in that show either.
CCH Pounder was in that show, and somebody better protect her. I believe she's old as hell.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Willie Colon, 75. He was a salsa musician.
Okay.
He was pretty big in the salsa. He was some of the founding guy.
Okay. Yeah, I don't listen to
I'm not
Latin
into
music
salsa
at all.
But because Bad Bunny and the Super Bowl, more of this stuff is coming to the top. We're hearing more about it.
Yeah, listen. With half the population,
Yes.
they can't be wrong.
It's correct. Gigi Santiago at 82. She was the artist behind Rainbow Bright.
Oh.
She.
I think it was she.
Okay, yes. Oh, and here's a sad one for me, Neil Sedaka.
Yeah.
This man wrote the music to my childhood.
Yeah.
86, musician, songwriter. I've seen him in concert. It's one of the very few people I've seen live. Yeah, my gosh.
Yeah, Deborah texted me when he died. I was just like, oh.
Yeah. Because he wrote all those songs. Calendar Girl, all of the pop singers from my childhood, my youth, they all sang his songs.
Yeah.
Bo Gritz at 87. He's the Green Beret that inspired the movie Rambo.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't it a book that didn't he write a book or something? I'm not exact. I should have looked that up. I was relying on my brain cells.
Because the first Rambo movie is great. Have you ever seen it?
No. No.
So good.
Maybe that's what we should watch. I don't know. Talk about shoot 'em up. I mean, that's all that is, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's a guy. I think really the base of the movie is that this guy they take him out of the literal jungle and they put him in the urban jungle, and he just kind of doesn't know how to act.
No.
And he's got a bad reputation because he was a trained killer. And so now he's in like small town Pacific Northwest, and like the cops are like, we gotta watch out for this guy. This guy's good. This guy's one whiff away from freaking out. And then they kind of push him to a point where he has to freak out. And then he like in this whole thing, he's uncovering like
corruption and bad.
And Brian Dennehy's in that movie, and Brian Dennehy is a piece of shit because he is one of the people that have stolen valor, and we as a partner of a veteran, I can't respect stolen valor.
Nope. Oh, interesting. Okay. I recognized his face, and like I said, I thought I'd rely on my brains, but nope. And Lou Holtz. This is a name that we all know. Lou Holtz at 89. He was the coach at Notre Dame for eons. He was an assistant coach at the Ohio State University.
Okay.
He was, he was a big name in football.
That's cool.
So everybody knows him. So yeah, lots of people.
I don't follow sports ball either.
No, but I do recognize that name. So yeah, no, sports ball isn't my thing. And I'm sure there were many more. I did not look up any famous dead people for this week. It's just what we've collected together.
Yeah.
So, there's still big names,
Yeah.
and it's crazy that some of the biggest stars that I know are, 80, 90. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, how old are you?
Uh, I still try to be 31, although this weather has knocked the crap out of my knees. So I'm not quite 31 anymore.
Well, you can be 31 and your knees can be 120.
That is exactly the age limit right there.
Because, physiologically, I'm 43. My back and knees are about 85. My brain is 17.
Yes. Okay. I'm with that all.
So,
all right.
What's the average age of that?
I like that idea. An average age of all of my pains. I'm afraid that's still over the 31 that I think I am in my head. So, yeah, this this weather is not good for any kind of joint thing. So if you've got arthritis, this is an arthritis alert day. And I think anybody who's, close to 70 like me is having an alert day. But yeah. So hopefully it'll go away when the rain goes away and some of this pressure loosens up. Live in hope.
Yeah.
So yeah. What else?
Yeah. Oh, this weather is killing us.
Yeah.
My sleep is suffering.
Yes.
Lula is suffering.
Yes.
I wish I could help her.
Can't. Kitty Prozac would be the only thing.
The outdoor cats are yelling at me. Little Creepo's yelling at me every day.
Aww. Oh my goodness. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
I was happy to see them come back after that really, really, really deep cold snap had ended.
Yeah.
I was happy to see that they made it through.
Yeah, that we had a rough go of it this year with the winter.
The cold, just the bitter cold. It's fine. If it could be cold or snowy, it would be fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when it's both, it sucks. It's just miserable.
Well, fortunately, we live in Ohio, so stuff beats around us a lot.
Yeah.
It goes around it. We only have a bad winter every 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah. And it's definitely overdue.
Oh, yeah.
For us to have a bad winter.
Yeah.
Which is why it took us so long to watch The Shining.
And then we had those 70-degree days the minute before we did the movie, so the snow went away.
I went outside this morning to talk to Creamsicle and Creepo and, put some food out, put a bowl of water out. And I looked at my phone to see, how I need to dress, but will my bathrobe suffice?
Right.
Do I need shoes? Do I need my coats? And it was 56 degrees when I walked on my porch at 4 a.m.
It was weird this morning.
Yeah.
Inside of my garage windows were steamy.
Weird.
This is weird. I mean, this is not what the weather should be in Ohio today. I don't know. It's crazy. We're all going to die from pneumonia.
Yeah.
But I did put a jacket on today. So.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
It does, it only is a vest. It doesn't have sleeves, but we'll not talk about that.
Long sleeves on.
That's a cotton shirt.
It's polyester. It's not even as warm as a cotton shirt.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
It's cute though. You know I love a paisley.
I do. And I only put this on because it was right in front of me. It had a little collar because these people wore like collared shirts and
Yeah.
so I thought this is not a shirt I wear often, but it hadn't gotten into the closet yet. It was laying right in front of me. I thought, oh, collar, sleeves, I'll wear it.
It's cute. I like it. And I'm just wearing my little black knit shirt
Which
that is covered in hair.
That's all right.
It's covered in my hair. It's covered in cat hair. Good Lord.
That's homeless lady glitter. It's okay. But the girl wore kind of sweatery type things. Did you notice that? So it was perfect.
Yeah.
Me, De Niro with a collar, you, pretty girl with a sweater.
Well, let's not go that far, but okay.
I do kind of look like Robert De Niro, don't I?
No.
Even the chin hairs.
Stop it.
Oh, well.
You're so silly.
I don't care. I've gone beyond caring.
Yeah.
I please myself these days. I do not look to the outside for encouragement.
Yeah. Well, no, I definitely need encouragement, but I don't need validation.
There you go.
Because I could always be encouraged to be sillier.
Absolutely.
But
look at our TikTok. We're
very silly.
We do have so much fun when we do those TikToks. Oh my gosh. We do. Such things. Okay, what else? What else we got? What are we doing next week? Or in 2 weeks?
We're gonna watch V for Vendetta next.
V for Vendetta.
And I feel like that's kind of a long movie. And it is very, very psychological. So bring your thinking cap because this is
get a good sleep before I come.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is something that you have to think about.
Well, first off, if they're spelling V for Vendetta, I'm going to have to really think about it because you know what a bad speller I am.
There's not a test, I promise.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Good. It'll be fun.
Yeah. What? I don't know. I don't know if you'll like it.
You know me and psychological thrillers.
It's not one of my favorite movies, but it is a cult movie, and there are enough people that love this movie that I think we should watch it. I think we should talk about it.
Okay. Well, absolutely. That's why we watch the movies we watch, isn't it? Because we think somebody else might enjoy it.
Yeah, and I got us Guy Fawkes masks.
That'll be fun.
So, hopefully Anonymous doesn't hack us.
And if he does, why?
Well, I mean, there's not a lot there to take, but
the $10 in my checking account ain't gonna help. And payday's a whole month away. Yeah. I've already spent this month's money. Sorry.
Yeah. We're not laughing at you. We're laughing with you.
Yeah.
Always.
Oh, if only that $100,000 would show up.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I'm looking for you, 100,000. I'm looking for you. You can come on over anytime. I'll open the door.
Yes.
What would I do with $100,000? Spend it.
Yeah,
I'd spend it. Spend it and blow it.
Yep.
Because I am good at that.
Yeah.
No, I'd go out and buy some more of those new cars that I saw him take to the hospital this week. Those were pretty damn fabulous.
Yeah.
Look on the news. They're really cool. Oh, golly, I love that Russell J. E. Bide Hospital. They've always got something going.
Yeah.
The police and the firemen rappel down the walls in the windows to wave at the children dressed as superheroes. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Can't catch me doing that.
No. But those little children, when they see Superman or Spider-Man drop down into their window and they know they're high up,
Yeah.
and there's Spider-Man outside their window, that is cool when those kids see that. That is fun.
Yeah.
Fun, fun, fun. They do a lot of exciting things over there.
Yeah.
And I only know that because I watch the news.
I can't. There's just too much going on.
I know. You like to get your news from Deborah.
I do.
Filtered news, and that's okay.
And Deborah gets her news from Fox News, which then I have to go, she gives me her news and then I have to go fact check it because I know where she's getting it from and I don't believe any of it.
Yeah. Right.
I just did a movie haul TikTok
I
yesterday.
saw that. Yeah.
Because we've gone to the movie stores last weekend and I just hadn't had time to sit down, and we've had some home repair shit to do that I've had to deal with.
When you popped on my screen, I thought, have I seen this? And then I thought, I don't recognize that shirt that you were wearing.
Oh,
Because usually, I remember seeing the video and what you're wearing. I don't know why that jumps into my head. I don't know why. But I usually know what you're wearing by, when you're talking. Then I thought, oh no, this is new. But you got some good stuff.
so I think we've been finding some good finds. Clue on Blu-ray was exciting for me.
Yeah. I'll watch that again.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's a good movie.
Telling you, we should create a backlog so we
do, but I got all the time in the world. You just don't have the time.
Yeah.
Or maybe you got some time, but you go to work, you come home, you got to do your house duties. You don't have time.
I mean, I could make time.
Like we make time for this.
Yeah.
Yes, you are absolutely right.
We could do a midnight movie here and there. That wouldn't kill me. It wouldn't.
I know. But, but sitting down and saying, okay, we're going to do this right now, that's hard to do.
Yeah.
And that would require me doing more studying, which this week I didn't do anything. I really fell off again this week, not doing everything I usually do. Oh, well, sorry.
No, it's fine. It's just, we're in the doldrums. And we were talking at work about how just we're in that stretch where, our last paid day off was New Year's Day.
Oh.
And we're not going to get another paid day off until Memorial Day, which is at the end of May.
Oh, you aren't going to last.
It's so long. It's so far away.
And it's the end of winter in Ohio, so 90% of the time it's gray.
Uh-huh.
Half of that time it's raining or snowing. It's just awful here in Ohio.
Yeah, right now it sucks.
Yeah.
It'll get better though.
It will. Spring is coming. There's buds on some of the trees. I've seen them. So it won't be gray for much longer, but if we can make it.
Yeah.
We were talking about that the other day, getting our sunlights out.
Yeah.
Our sun, what are they?
My depression lamp.
Yeah, the depression lamp. There you go. I like that. We should be setting that up and perking ourselves up a little bit. I'd have to lean over and pull it out of the bottom shelf and,
Yeah, mine's in a box. Mine moved to a box somewhere.
So I ain't gonna help him, but we'll get out of it. It's getting
We'll get there.
If we can get past this full moon and this red moon and this eclipse, this has been a wild week.
It really has.
Weird stuff has happened.
And it's happening to everybody.
There was somebody on my porch knocking on my door again the other day.
What?
Yeah. Why are people knocking on people's doors?
Yeah, go away from my house.
Reg all kinds of stirred up. He came out of his I don't know if he was in his yurt or if he was in his tent. I don't know where he was. But he came out and he stood there and stared at that door for probably an hour.
Jesus.
And I thought, what is going on? You've got my cat upset.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody banged on my door the other night because they wanted to leave a spool of cable wire in my yard. It's still there, isn't it?
Oh,
I didn't look.
I didn't look
They're
either.
like,
Sorry.
Until Friday, and it was there when I pulled up yesterday, and I was just like, "You sons of bitches!"
I'm pretty sure today is Friday.
He banged on the door, and like I had to get a cat off me, and I didn't have the TV on, and I didn't have my phone on very loud, and I said out loud, "Why are we banging on the door like the fucking cops?" And I don't know if they heard me. Because when I opened the door, I was like, what is so exciting?
And you're intimidating.
Because
You're a tall person. You are up a step. You tower over people.
Because like, why? First of all, why are you on my porch? Second of all, if you wake that man up, I'll fist fight everybody.
Jeez. I know. Weird stuff is happening. Why?
Just stay off our porches.
Yeah, don't. And this is 2026. Email me. Text me.
Yeah, I did get a text that I have traffic tickets I got to take care of.
What?
From a not Ohio number.
Oh, Lexi, you shouldn't be getting tickets in other states.
No, it said it was state of Ohio.
Oh.
But it's not an Ohio number, and I was just like, oh yeah, all those tickets I got, huh?
Yeah, just send the cops over. They know where I live.
Yep.
You know, I don't answer my phone anymore, but that was my thing. You know, you want money? Come on over. I'm home right now. You know, or send the cops.
Yeah.
They don't want to do that. They want you to send them a gift card.
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. I think on that note we should end this.
Okay, we're getting a little crazy here.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a little too red moony. All right, we will be back in a couple weeks with V for Vendetta, so hold on to your butts.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.